It's a cold and blustery day here in Tinley Park, Illinois, just a suburb of Chicago, and we're here with our good friends at Best-Tronics, and what we're trying to do today is make a pedal board that combines the very best of what I'm doing on the channel and showing you what they're doing here at Best-Tronics. Now, you may not be aware, but I only build about 1 or 2 rigs a month, and that's it. But I know we have 20, 30, 40 people every month asking us if we can build rigs for them, and I couldn't reasonably do it even if I wanted to, and so I wanted to introduce you to one of the best rig builders in the country, which is none other than these guys at Best-Tronics. We're going to be building my good friend Dani's rig from Marbin, so we're going to go through his rig. It's all with an RJM switcher. Pretty complicated rig, but these guys are going to tackle it. I'm confident that they're going to do a great job. So let's go check it out. My name is Mason Marangella. I build rigs for the industry's top professionals. Now I'm teaching guitarists how to build rigs like the pros with DIY tips, easy mods, and all the tricks of the trade. I am the Rig Doctor.
This is our audio area, a little slice of my world. So this is all audio stock stuff, all throughout these racks. But here's our instrument cable, all the different colors of it, different sizes and things like that. So this is our 446, which is our top performing cable. It's got 20 picofarads a foot. It's amazing. This stuff right here is the 678. This is what we'll be using on your board. Awesome. Not unless you want it. But yeah, it's just a mini version of the 446, so 20 picofarads a foot, made here in the US, which is awesome.
So here we are, Best-Tronics, day 1, getting ready to start the layout with Dani. Dani's live streaming on the Marbin page.
That's right.
Live streaming the live stream.
You can't outfilm us.
So this is what we got. We got the new Vertex prototype pedal board here. This is all made out of aluminum. We got our new hinged risers, nice captive thumb screws there. That's looking good. Look at Brad making his own fixtures.
It's very custom.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be the least work I've ever done on a pedal board. Just going to have Brad do all the work.
Oh man, you gotta cut out for me, and the pressure's on.
Tell us what you're doing right now.
Right now, we're making a couple brackets for the Strymon power supply. We gotta modify them a little bit to fit the Strymon screw holes. So that's what we're doing now.
That's just gonna mount right here, so we have a bracket so it just stays on the pedal board surface, irrespective of how much movement. Yeah, this is really honestly the first I've even seen of this. This is the prototype kind of Vertex pedal board made to fit the Pelican 1615 air case.
A lot of custom one-off stuff going on this board, man.
Yeah. You're the first Marbin.
Y'all know how to make a lady feel special.
The only lookout is just the rubber feet on the bottom.
So we're gonna kick this over enough to avoid that lip here, right?
Yeah.
We can kick that over, whatever that amount is.
Good with that. It's a good little trick, taping it out.
Yeah, just slide.
This thing in surgically.
Oh yeah.
I'd have him build my pedal board. So Brad, what genius layout plan did you just determine this on your first try?
First try, putting everything together. I'm really good at Tetris, tight fitting jeans in here, but I think we're gonna go here. Throw these two next to each other. That's the plan. And if everything goes as planned,
look at that. That's going to be beautiful. And we got these two guys in the effects loop and everything else in front. Yeah, this is looking pretty slick.
Overall,
and then just one more time, I just want to get that lift is like the money shot.
Yeah.
Just show us that one more time.
As you can see, no WD-40 needed.
No WD-40.
Right.
Yeah, and that's going to be underneath. And it's just pivoting from those thumb screws right there, which can be tightened or in place if needed. That's looking good. I'm real happy with this.
I am too.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Good. Danny, any thoughts?
Happy as well.
So we're making great progress here with Brad. Brad is killing it. He's actually doing a better job than I could even do on this stuff. He has so many resources, Lexan plates for the bottom of wahs and volume pedals, drilling stuff through the chassis of the actual pedal board itself. So pretty cool stuff that's happening here. Got all of the basic pedals laid out, but we're about to put stuff down, and then we'll move on to doing some powering from there, then audio, so stay tuned. Any message, Danny?
To the public?
To the public, and then...
Well, I just loaded my board with like 6 Vertex pedals.
Yeah, it's basically you're just a spokesperson.
I'm a spokesperson. I'm just demoing.
Yeah.
Dumbo tone.
You're like the
across the
Shamrock
nation.
guy for Vertex pedals.
That's right. That's right. I'm like your version of the Geico lizard.
You might not be able to see this because it's like invisible. Let's hold it against something with some contrast. So this is like a plate that's going to go on the bottom of the wah pedal. And this is just to kind of lift it up, give it some extra support, and prevent it from really rocking on the pedal board. This is a super cool little feature that Best-Tronics is offering. They're doing this to the volume pedal as well. Brad's filling it out. This is beyond the services that I could offer. And even look at this. She doesn't even have a tone brush. She's got a tone vacuum. You're using these Lexan kind of like spacers between the wah and the bass, and then the volume pedal and the bass. What's the justification? Why would somebody want to do such a thing?
Yeah, it's more so, I mean, when you're using like dual lock to mount this, which we're not doing here, but sometimes you get that rock, especially like on a pedal train or something like that, where the pedal kind of rocks side to side. This heavily prevents it from doing that. It kind of makes everything sit on a thicker, flatter surface.
Right.
It makes things a little bit easier to reach. But,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
these are hard bolted. This thing is bolted through the whole entire frame.
yeah, so it's not moving.
Not
I mean,
anywhere.
it's
For the heavy stuff, that's always that can be a good idea.
yeah. So you know, it almost works as like when we're screwing it in, like a giant washer. You know, almost like that.
Exactly. Holding nicely in place, drilled through the entire board. Look at how I still can't get over this hinge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just a quick update on this side. I've taken all the pedals apart. I'm just making sure that everything is looking good. We're taping up all of the battery connections. Cleaned up even the Boss pedal here, so we can put some Velcro on there. Brad's mounted
Yeah, we've
the
got
RJM to the rig, right, at the pedal board.
the RJM, the power supplies, the volume, and the wah. So
Yeah, he's been doing all the heavy work. I've just been watching him.
these aren't going anywhere.
All right, Brad. So where are we now?
We've got everything stuck down as far as drilled into the board and dual locked down. So as you can see here, everything underneath, we're starting to dress in the power. Yeah, everything's nice and tightly packed and ready to go. Yeah, so next we're gonna start with all the DC power, get all these cables all these pedals some power, and then we'll go on to the instrument cable after that.
Show us what your DC cables look like.
Yeah, so we take them and after we solder them, we pot them with a custom epoxy so that they don't come apart.
Yeah, because normally I'd just be zip tying those, but you guys got a little more sophisticated system than the average bear.
Yeah.
All right, Dani Rabin, tell us about this interface that the rig doctor just rigged up for you.
All right, so it's in my rider that I have a black box no matter where I play the gig.
So is it so if they know if something goes wrong, they consult the black box?
I'm like the bassist can't play in time, and then when we do like a train wreck, they open it up and they're like, oh my god, it wasn't the guitar player's fault after all. No, but seriously, I think I understand. This one is the guitar input, correct?
Yep.
Okay. This one is the TRS. No, that one's the TRS.
That was a TRS.
Okay, so that does the channel switching on my amp.
Yep.
Here is the amp.
Yep.
Send.
Yep.
Return.
Yep.
But it's kicking cool because what we can do is lift my effects loop out of the way and just basically put all of my rig in
Front of one amp.
series. But anyway, I appreciate this interface.
Yeah.
I'm
Where's it going to live on this beautiful pedal board?
Okay, so my vision personally is to have it like this. Is this everybody's vision or upside down?
Well, we were talking about upside down, so that if it ever needed to be
The upside
modified, you to be able to just pull it right off. All right, well, there you have it. All done by Dani Rabin. You're learning something new every day.
I know how to use a screwdriver now.
So you may notice here, we have a little Strymon Zuma problem. It's missing its top, but it's not exactly missing its top. It's because Brad is rigging up a way to mount another Ojai on top of the Zuma. Because we were a little shorter on power than we thought, Dani added a few pedals last minute. This just allows us to be able to put this guy right on top here, and it's still going to clear the entire hinged riser. So we're still going to be able to clear this, so we're going to be able to have this back just like that. We have our power supply right in here, and it's going to be able to come down without bothering anything, being able to get everything its own power. It's not always necessary, but we want to make it perfect for Dani.
Yep.
Good work.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. That's why they're Best-Tronics. So power's coming along nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting it through here.
I finally helped Brad out with one thing. I did some cable routing up here on the top under the expert tutelage of Brad here at Best-Tronics. It's looking really nice.
Yep.
It's looking like somebody knows how to do something.
Then we got the old leaning tower of power under here.
Yeah. We just made it fit. We couldn't even use dual lock Velcro there because it was going to stick it up a little too high, so we didn't have the perfect photo finish closure there. But mounted right through. Where is that going, Brad?
It's going nowhere.
Nowhere.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
All right, update time. Things are going great.
It's all very exciting, really.
Dani's been supervising this whole thing.
It's truly exciting. So, yeah.
Check that out. All the power is starting to come together. I know it might just look like some spaghetti over here, but it's really starting to come together. Soldered some power cables. We're going to have this done in no time. By the time we check in next, it's going to be a completely powered pedalboard. Just look at the top here. Just look at the top.
I told him to keep the cable like our music, noodly.
So we got the rig looking pretty good. Got all the power done. Let's get in there and kind of see. Everything's working. Let's lift up that riser and see what we got. So kind of got it just loose because we're going to epoxy shut all the connectors here. We got some beautiful, beautiful looms in there. Came all into the Ojai custom mod here where we attached two of these 12 volt out plugs, or 12 volt out and in plugs, so that we could run it on the side here. Hard mounted to the top so that we close right on top of it. Looks really beautiful. Brad expertly routed all this power. I did the soldering of the pedal side. So Brad, finishing thoughts on day one. How do you think it went?
Successful, you know, a lot of engineering on the fly.
Yeah,
but successful.
A few little scares, but turned out to be nothing.
Yeah, we made it through. Nothing. We're good. Overall, you know, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of thinking here and there, but it's good.
Today was definitely the heavy lifting side. So tomorrow I think is going to be much more streamlined as we kind of move in. But gosh, this new riser, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but
it's amazing.
It's pretty cool what that's doing, and you know, even with you know, the Schmidt Array boards are cool boards, but even weight wise, like, we're still way under right now, and we added quite a few more pedals than were on there. So it'll be interesting to do the before and after and weight on this.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see.
Dani, final thoughts on day one?
Well, loving it, loving every minute of it. Can't wait to hear it. And you know, for now, I've asked for a wireless rig, so
yeah, here it is, wireless.
Way ahead of the curve.
All right, here we are, day two, nice and early, 8:30. We're here with our good buddy Brad from Best-Tronics.
Yep.
He's got all of his cables. He just wears these on his person like a scarf.
You know, keeps them in hand.
He's the cable king of Chicago.
Yep. So.
And Dani today brought his acoustic.
It's just dramatic for him.
Yeah, could you score this?
Yeah.
He's going to score it for us. So, What did you do before we got here? You were here at 7:30. So.
Yeah, started potting all the rest of the DC plugs with an epoxy to make them more durable. And then started labeling everything, so everything's fully labeled here. Yep.
You know, in the world, people don't like being labeled, but in the world of guitar,
It's a necessity.
it's a necessity to label all your inputs and outputs. That looks great. And you also, I noticed, did the back of the. I'm trying to see if there's one that's handy. How about that one?
Yeah, it's upside down.
Yeah, upside down, but we know what everything is. Labeled the interface, input and output, send and return, foot switch.
Yep. So
Looking
now
good.
we're gonna get cooking a little bit here on the instrument cables, and yeah,
Good. All right, let's do it.
sweet. Let's go.
Quick update. We got all of our cables we're starting to put in, and as you can see, there's all this tape on the ends of all these. A good idea when you're using this many cables is to definitely make sure that you label. So like this one says L2 send, so it's like loop 2 send, and we would do that for everything. You have like loop 2 send, loop 2 return, loop 1 send, loop 1 return. This is just so we know where everything is going. When you have this many cables you're dealing with, it's very easy to get lost. So this is just a good way to keep track of everything, so you always know where it's going. We kind of removed all the pedals here. We kind of labeled where they went, so we know kind of what we're routing into as well, and we're not competing with all these other pedals for space in between all the connections. So this just kind of makes it easy for assembly purposes. All right, quick update. We almost have all of the audio cables kind of routed, and then we're going to have our friend Claudia, the queen of soldering. She's going to come in and do all of the soldering in place with the cables in their place. So almost done with that. We'll showcase Claudia and how great she is. One of the most talented soldering individuals I've ever met. Quick update here. It is looking gorgeous. This is kind of our first layer of tone. And everything's getting labeled. You know what loop it's in. Looking great. Even out here, looking amazing. Everything's nicely labeled. So we're getting good here.
Trucking
we're just
along
to the top
here.
and home stretch.
Yep. Here we go.
All right, Brad. Brad and I just got finished. Putting in the final touches here. All we have left to do, so it's just plugging in the expression pedal for the boost, and then plugging in the wah input and power, and then we're ready to test.
Good to go.
All right, so Danny, I know it's not much of a mystery at this point since you've been here throughout the last 2 days, but
I can't believe it.
there's the rig.
I just kind of sat there, and it made itself. No, it looks amazing, man. Can't wait to hear this thing. Really, really beautiful work. Being sincere here.
Brad,
It's finally done, man. We got it going.
yeah. Let's just take a look at the particulars. Everything beautifully labeled. Danny, would you do the honors of popping the hood? Got everything nicely routed in here. Goes up through the top tier. Double power supply. Brad mounted those. Everything beautifully labeled so we know where it all goes. Mounted through the entire pedal board, the volume and wah. Got a nice interface there that switches between the front of the amp and the effects loop. And then, of course, mounted that PVC through the brand new Vertex pedalboard. It's our prototype. It is the very first. There's a nice hinge lift there. And weight-wise, we'll get to the real specs, but we've added 6 more pedals, a volume pedal,
Not so
wah.
heavier.
What's that?
It's not heavier than what I had, so.
Yeah, we'll take the real measurements, but let's go test this thing out.
Dude! Alright. This is all new. Right now, we just finished this. It took us 2 days of labor, and it is a dream. I got all the Vertex line mixed with some Mastermind PVC, and great reverbs, great delays. This is a beautiful rig. So some things we've done with this rig that are amazing. First of all, we managed to cram so much stuff and lower the weight somehow. It's like some Dr. Voodoo. Yeah, I'm using, how many? I can't even count that much. So let's go and see. So there's a wah, a volume, a T drive, a boost, a tremolo, a verb, another verb, a delay. Then inside here, follow me, Mason, follow me, damn it. We got the Mastermind. We got a steel string, a Nile, an Ultraphonics, a dynamic, an RC booster, and thanks to Brad here, 2 power supplies. Not 1, 2 mounted. All right, so we got a ton of stuff. It's just, so I have many more sounds to play with, basically every gain known to man on this thing. So that's one thing. The other thing that's really cool, I never really had a setup with a volume pedal that actually functioned without tone suck. And the biggest thing sonically for me, since I was using solderless cable that I made myself at home, it just looked horrendous. I mean, most of you guys at home probably are around my level of putting together your own rigs, which is, you know, non-existent. And, you know, the biggest difference, just first of all, how absolutely silent it is, and how much of the guitar is coming through the speaker. Just like all the nuances coming out, the dynamic. I really love it. So first of all, I have a channel switching amp, and this board is doing the channel switching for me. So right now we're on the clean sound, and let's just use it as the bass line. So dry, it just sounds like so. Pretty dry. So the first thing that I would do is add spring reverb to my dry signal, and that makes it sound like this. I'm using the FRV1, right? Adds a little bit of air to it. Maybe a tiny bit more would be nice. Some items shifted. All right. So now for my clean sounds, sometimes what I like to introduce is the RC booster for a little touch, and the steel string too. More of a drastic difference there. Presses it a little bit, that's really nice. We're also using the boost with the volume pedal hooked up to it, through it. There's an expression which gives me a ton of volume, and then I can do all swells. Once I put delay on it too, it's going to sound much better.
This was incredible. A job well done all around by the folks at Best-Tronics. Claudia, Cecilia, Danny, Brad, everybody did a great job here. Team effort to make this happen in 2 days. A heck of a lot of work, I have to say, but the results are clear. It really works, sounds great, and gives Danny everything he wants, doesn't increase his weight, and also allows him to have all the tones that he wants.